All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
For the brothers from the Phoenix camp, that being said, we give all honor, glory, praise to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, qadash. Double honor to the elders, the great millstone man, and in peace and salutation to brothers out there doing this work in truth, sincerity, man. What we're going to get into real quick, man, is fighting this good fight of faith, man. Enduring in this truth is a hard thing to do. You know, that's the way the Lord made it, man. That's why the scriptures say to be like a soldier, man. So we have that soldier mentality when we're doing this work and we're out there in the highways and byways in our daily lives, you know what I'm saying? See that scripture? Soldier? 2 Timothy? It is. Yeah, you know, like I said, and Paul, if you read Paul's scriptures, he likens this truth as like a battle, as a fight. You know, and that's all we gotta have that mindset too, because it is a fight, it is a battle. It's a fight in a battle on a spiritual level. That's why the scripture said that the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, man, but they're spiritual. You know, so also in the spirit, when we're in that spirit, the Lord can bring things in our life to challenge us and test us, man, because that's the way the Lord does it. Like the brother said, man, who teaches that scripture, who teaches like the Lord, man. You know, who teaches like the Lord. You're not going to get that in these churches and you know, in these holiday houses. The Lord ain't working with them people. The Lord not dealing with them. But if you're in this truth, man, and you're sincere, you can best believe that the Lord's going to be dealing with you on a personal level, man. He's going to make things happen in your life where you got to either fight or flight, man. You got to either stand your ground or you just got to take the load. You know, sometimes you do got to take the load. That's true. Sometimes, you know, the Lord humbles you, man, to teach you something. You know, you're not always going to come out on top, man, especially in this world. You know, this world has an advantage over us right now. You know, and we have the disadvantage, you know, because of who we are and what we do and what we think. But the Lord's making it pretty soon where we're going to be the ones on top, man. The Most High willing we these elect men. You got that scripture?
Yeah. 2 Timothy 2 and 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of the Yahawashi.
And thou therefore endure, man. So the scriptures always talking about enduring. You know, the scriptures say, he who endures unto the end, the same shall be saved, man. You know, so the brother said right now that, you know, to endure hardness as a good soldier of who? A good soldier of Mashiach Yahawashi, man. So he's the commanding general of this so-called army, man. This army of the Lord, man. You know, and it is an army. It is like the military, man, because you have rank, you have order, you know, you have discipline, you got all those things, you have requirements, you got all these things that you need to do to be a good soldier, man. You know, to stay in this truth, to be a good brother in this truth. You got to look out for your brother to your left and right on that line out in the highways and byways, man. You got something, brother?
Yeah, it's the house of David being rebuilt, you know. The house of David was in order, man, so we have to be in order too. I got a scripture. This is 1 Timothy 6 and 12. 1 Timothy 6 and 11. But thou, O man of the Most High, flee these things and follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, love, patience, and meekness. Fight the good fight of faith, lay hold on eternal life, whereunto thou art also called, and hast professed a good profession before many witnesses. And that goes into, man, you know, fight the good fight. You know, part of fighting that fight is fighting all these demons, all your women, you know, all kinds of obstacles that the Most High is going to send towards you, man. You know, fighting that good fight, you know. So at the end of the day, when the Most High comes back, you're worthy of that reward that He's bringing with Him, you know.
Come, man, and part of fighting that good fight is getting those characteristics and those attributes that you need to be a man of the Lord, man. And you know, and that could be everything from discipline to just, you know, learning how to take care of yourself better, man. Learning to eat the proper foods, you know what I'm saying? Learning to discipline your life more. And also with that comes patience, man. You know, brothers need to learn patience. Brothers need to learn humility and humbleness in this truth, man. Let me give them real quick, brother. This is Hebrews 10 and 14 says, for ye have need of patience. So the Lord said that we have need of patience, man. We need patience. Patience is a characteristic that brothers in this truth need to have, man, in order to succeed in this truth. I'm going to read that again. It says, for ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of Yahawah, you might receive the promise, man. And so being patient in this thing, you know what I'm saying? And patient for what? Patient in enduring afflictions. Patient in going through trials. Patience in taking the load, man. You know, patience and being in that lower state, because sometimes you'll be in that lower state. The Lord will put you in that lower state, and He'll keep you there for a while, man, to test your patience. You know what I'm saying? To make you understand and realize things that you know, to humble you, man. Because the Lord only deals with the meek, you know. Don't the Lord only teaches the meek. The Lord only gives His wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to the meek, man, to the humble. He doesn't deal with proud people, man. That's why Esau's like that. That's why Esau's proud, man. That's why we're the opposite of the so-called white man Esau, because Esau's supposed to be proud. We're supposed to be humble, man. We're supposed to be, like the brother said in the video, harmless as doves, man. But wise as serpents, man.
I got one. This is the book of 1 Timothy 1 and 18. It says this, that's the spirit, brother. It says, this charge I commit unto thee, son Timothy, according to the prophecies which went before on thee, that thou by them mightest war a good warfare. And that's the thing, man. You know, like the brother was going into, man, like, you know, you have to war a good warfare. You know what I'm saying? You have to, you know, be humble. Like, you're not always going to be on top. You know what I'm saying? But in it's being changed to a lower state at times, because you're going to have highs and lows in this truth. But, you know, you have to war a good warfare no matter what. You have to do things righteously. You have to do things sincerely, you know, honestly, you know, you have to have temperance, you know, balance and everything, you know. I'm going to continue. It says, holding faith, right? We have to hold faith. You know, hold on to that faith, the portion that you were given. Because not every man has the same portion. So whatever portion you do have, you have to hold on to that and work it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, work with what you were given, that portion of faith, you know, whatever talent you have. It says, and a good conscience. You have to have a good conscience. You know what I mean? Holding a good conscience as well. That means if you have a good conscience, that means that you have to be doing things right. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to be doing this thing, you know, knowing that you're doing X amount of things on the side. You gotta have a good conscience, man. Holding faith in a good conscience, which some having put away concerning faith have made shipwreck. Right? Some if you keep your conscience, if you don't worry about your conscience, you know, because you know, it could be where you put you don't think about what you do on the side, and that shit could mess up your faith. You know, just being confident in a plain way. You know what I mean? And you know, like we were talking before, an examination. You know what I'm saying? That's real key in this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Yeah, part of being that is being circumspect. You know, looking always around your perimeter and checking out everything, man. You know, walking in the spirit as much as possible. You know, but I have this, man. This is, you know, because the brother's bringing up that we're in a warfare, man. You know, and the Most High told us that when you come to serve Him, you got to prepare yourself for temptation, man. And this is Ecclesiastes 2:1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thyself for temptation. You know, so He throws it out there, man. You know, knowing that when you come to serve the Lord, it ain't gonna be all W's, you know, catching W's all the time. And part of this truth is catching more L's and W's, man. Because when you lose, you gain more, man. Because you lose, you know that the next time that this certain scenario comes into play, you're gonna know how to walk through it, man. You know, it's a growing thing in this truth, man. And that's part of being in the putting up that good fight, you know, that warfare. You know, because there's a saying in the world, man. You may lose the battle, but ultimately you're gonna win the war. You know, that's what it's all about. You know, I got this too. This is Ecclesiastes 2:4. You know, because the brothers were bringing up that being in the lowest state, man. Ain't nothing wrong with being in the lowest state, man. You know, we're under Esau, man. I'd rather be in the lowest state with the Lord than be in a high standing in Esau's kingdom without the Lord. You know, this is Ecclesiastes 2:4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lowest state, you know. And I got this one, you know, because you know, part of being in the lowest state is being able to get yourself back up every single time, man. You know, the scriptures talk about this. This is Proverbs 24:16. For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief. You know, so you want to be of that righteous man that keep getting back up, man. Tupac said it best, man. I fall down and I come back for more, you know. Hey,
Calm, bro. Hey, you know, like the brother was saying, man, you'd rather be in a lower state serving the Lord than to be proud in this world, man. You know, so there's a proverb that kind of explains that. Let me find it real quick. Just have it. This Proverbs 15:17, it says, better is a dinner of herbs where love is, man. So better to be in that lower state, but you have that truth, you know what I'm saying? Better to be in a humble place, but you have that truth. That's what the truth is. The truth is love, man. That's the love of the Most High, His mercy toward us. Read that again. Better is a dinner of herbs where love is than a stalled ox and hatred there was. Better to have nothing, but to have this truth than to have like a big feast and to be in Esau's fucking kingdom, man. Because the world loveth its own, the scripture says, man. So if you're in this world, you're not gonna catch as much hell as the brother's truth is, man. Because the world loves its own. You're gonna reap all those benefits of being proud of being wicked, man. But hey, live it up, man. Live it up. If you're that way, live it up, man. Because the only thing that's coming for you is judgment, man. That's why we tell these Edomites to go live it up, man. Go enjoy yourself, man. Because hey, this is your kingdom. Go live it up. Go do what you want to do. Go fulfill your heart's desire, which is wickedness. And you can see that plenty that Esau is fulfilling his heart's desire. That's why he legalized homosexuality, man. That's why he's bringing all these perverse, legalizing all these perverse sexual, what do you call it, genders or whatever, man. Because that he's living it up. He's living out his heart's desire, and his heart's desire is to be wicked. And really doesn't count.
This is 1 Corinthians 9 and 26. It says, I therefore so run, not as in certainly. And the scriptures speak about, this being as a race. Also in the book of Ecclesiastes, it says the race is not given to the swift, man. So, it's not wise to do too much or, try to sprint because, we're not at the end yet. So you have to run and pace yourself. It says, I therefore so run, not as uncertainly. So you're not, it's wise not to be uncertain. It's another thing about having faith, praying for more faith, to be grounded. It says, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air. So Paul's saying, so he's fighting. Paul said, so fight I, but not as one that beateth the air. So he's not talking about shadow boxing, you know what I mean? He's talking about he's fighting, and that's what every brother in this faith, does, what I'm saying, is fight. Fight the temptations. We spoke about that. The spirit, fight, just, thoughts, all different manner of wickedness, like the brother was saying, like in this life, the world might love everybody, but the world's not going to love a brother in the truth because you're going against the grain, so to speak. You walking towards salvation while everyone's walking towards destruction. You're going against the current. You know what I'm saying? So you fighting. And at times it'll seem like everything's pulling you at all different angles to go back, but when you fight, it says, but I keep, not as one that beateth the air, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection. So that's what, you have to bring your body into subjection. You know what I mean? You have to be subject, unto the spirit, and make sure you're not subject to the flesh. You know what I'm saying? Because the spirit worked against the flesh. And if you're being carnal, then that's going to go totally against your fight, and it'll make you weak. It says, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. So you have to, make sure that, you fighting, but you fight in righteousness and keep your body under subjection. All right, so that when you walk that, when you cross the line, or when the Lord comes back, you don't make it. You know what I'm saying? So you have to do all these things and fight so that do it lawfully, so that you don't be a castaway. And that's the important part, man. Doing this thing correctly, fighting, correctly.
Man. And like the brother said, man, we got you got to do this correctly. You got to do this sincerely, man. And there's I'll get you a quick one. And there's a scripture that goes with that. Go ahead and get your scripture, brother.
The brother's bringing up how to walk in this truth, man. This is Ephesians 5:15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding but understanding what the will of the Lord is. And the will of the Lord is for us to walk in order, man, to walk as He did 2,000 years ago, man. We're rebuilding the house of David, man. The house of David, if you read about it in the Old Testament, there were men, and all the men were in order, man. They wouldn't go war, they were in order, and they walked in order. You know, that's why the house of David subjugated all the enemies of Israel at that time, in that period of time, man. You know, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding that the will of the Lord is, and be not drunk with wine, wherein excess must be filled with the Spirit, speaking to yourself in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing and making melody in your heart to the Lord, giving thanks always for all things unto the Most High and the Father in the name of our Lord Yahawashi. You know, that's how you're supposed to be walking in this, man. You know, constantly being in the scriptures, you know, because the scriptures talk about we are not of this world, man. We're of another world, you know, like Yahawashi said, man. We're right now in the spiritual sense, we're in the world of the kingdom already, you know, because the scriptures say that the kingdom it's already in us. So we're living sacrifices, you know. So we present our body a living sacrifice to Yahawashi, man, you know.
Come on, man, you know, like we're getting into, man, this is something that you constantly, this is a battle that you gotta constantly wake up and fight, man. This is a battle that you gotta constantly make up your mind that you're gonna be in this thing, man, that you're gonna do this thing. And it's always gonna be a challenge unto you. All odds are against you to not do it, man. The whole world is against you, man. You know, that's why the scriptures speak of enduring. That's why the scriptures speak of holding fast, man. That's why the scriptures speak of fighting that good fight of faith. That's why Paul brings it up so much, man. He likens his troop into a battle, man. That's why he tells you to put on the helmet of salvation and the breastplate of righteousness, man. He tells you to give yourself up. That's why the Lord told Job to gird up his loins like a man. So you gotta stand up for this thing, man. You gotta put in work for this thing. And Yahawashi said, man, he said to watch and pray, man. You know what I'm saying? And that I got this one scripture right here. This is Revelation 3:11. It says that Yahawashi speaking says, "Behold, I come quickly." You know, hey, the Lord's coming quickly, man. You know, all you gotta do is look at the prophecies around you. Hey, this time we have here ain't gonna be too long, man. Most High willing, man. You know, we make it do this thing, man. I said, Revelation 3:11. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast. Say, whatever the Lord is giving you, you gotta fight to hold on to it, man. Hold fast. Hold fast means to hold security, hold strong. You know, so that's a fight in itself to hold fast what we have. What we have this truth, man. To hold on to this truth. To hold on to the spirit, man. Because like I said, man, hey, the whole world's against you, man. I'm gonna read it again. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. And what is your crown, man? Your crown is being in this truth, man. Your crown is you know, reaching for that ultimate goal, running that race, like the brother said, man, to get that prize, to get that reward, to get that penny. You know, that's the crown that brothers are looking for, man. That crown of eternal glory, man, of living in righteousness, man, having the law written in our inward parts, serving the Lord, man, with truth and sincerity, man, not having to go off anymore, not having to live in a wicked ass kingdom anymore. They're having our woman in order, they're having our children in order, man. They're having ourselves in order, man. And all that's going to be brought when Yahawashi comes back and puts judgment on this place, man. But that's something.
First Peter 1:13.
God.
Wherefore, gird up the loins of your mind.
God, gird up the loins of your mind, man. That means mentally prepare yourself. That you got to mentally prepare yourself, you know, to fight this fight, man. You know, so that means you can't let any other distractions or any other worldly things, you know, interfere with you too much when you're doing this truth. You know, like the brother said, man. You know, all these things that are going on around you. You know, you got to fight that fight. Keep going.
Be sober and hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought unto you at the revelation of Yahawashi.
Come, be sober, man. That word sober means to be ready. So you gotta mentally prepare yourself, and you gotta be ready. Hey, you know what? That sounds like the mentality a soldier has, man. You know, that's the mentality a soldier has to be mentally prepared to what? To go out there and do this battle. To be sober, man. To what? That word sober, another word for sober is ready. So basically, you know, he's telling you to have that soldier mentality, man. Be ready, be prepared. You know, put that back again.
Wherefore, gird up the loins of your mind.
Your loins, your mind, calm.
And hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought unto you at the revelation of Yahawashi.
God, so we're supposed to have our eyes on that prize, man. We're supposed to gird up our loins, man. And that when that word gird up means to tighten it up, man. You know, like they say in the world, they tighten up your webbles, man. Tying your nuts up, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much that's what it is, because that's where your loins are. And so the Lord's please telling you, Paul please telling you through the scriptures, hey, tighten up your nuts, man up. You know, get out, do this thing, man. Prepare yourself. Make yourself mentally strong through these scriptures. And because these scriptures they change your whole mentality, man. They change your spirit, your mentality, your way of thinking. To think like way of the man of the Lord is supposed to think, man. That's what brother.
This is Matthew 5:29, 20. But that's 29. And if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out, cast it out from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell. And if thy right hand offend thee, cut it off and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that the whole body should be cast into hell. And that's going into making sacrifices. This truth is part of this truth is being able to make sacrifices, man. If you see something that's interfering with you and doing this truth, hey, cut that shit out. It's better for you to lose that little thing, whether it be in the form of a woman, money, jobs, anything that comes between you and this truth, man. You gotta put it away, and that's part of being a soldier, man. A soldier, when he's out at war, you best believe he ain't gonna be carrying dead weight around him, man. He's out there to survive and to get home, make it out of that war, and that's what we're doing right now. We're seeking to get out of that war, to be received with crowns from Yahawashi, man,
Come on, man. And there's a scripture that talks about that, like making those sacrifices and not worrying about, like the brother said, cutting out them parts of your body. That don't literally mean that you taking out an eye, you cutting out an arm. That means you're doing away with those things that are holding you down, that are holding you back. Those things that are stopping you from being 100 in this thing, man. Was that I'm gonna get 2 Timothy 2:4 says, no man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life, man. And so the affairs of life are what, man? Like the brother said, they could be, trying to be too much with your woman, or trying to be too much of a fucking pussy chaser. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with giving something. Hey, the Lord give you something now and then, but that can't be what you about, man.
Your priority.
Yeah, that can't be your priority, man. If the Lord wants to throw you a bone, He'll throw you a bone. But we can not worry about where our next paycheck's coming from or how we gonna keep the lights on. The affairs of this life, pretty much, man. Everything that this world brings to you, we're not supposed to entangle ourselves in that, because we're supposed to be soldiers in this thing. Like the brother said, when a soldier goes to battle, he ain't worried about no other shit but fighting that battle. I'm gonna read that again. No man that wars entangle himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who has chosen him to be a soldier. And what did we read before? Who's sold to be a soldier? Messiah Yahawashi, man. He told us to endure hardness, man. As a good soldier of who? A Messiah Yahawashi, man. That's it, brother.
This is the book of Jude 1:3. It says, Beloved, when I gave all diligence to write unto you of the common salvation, it was needful for me to write unto you and exhort you, which is exhort is to strengthen you, It says, exhort you that ye should earnestly contend for the faith. That earnestly contend means it means to struggle for the faith, man. It's not going to be, what I'm saying, all crimson and clover, but nonetheless, you got to struggle through, the hardships, man. That's what this thing's all about, because, Yahawashi struggled. Yahawashi went through, so you have to go through these things, man. As a matter of fact, in the book of Ezra, it speaks about, if we don't pass these vain things, what is vain? It's empty. You know what I'm saying? This life is empty, man. The things that we go through, are the mistakes, the hardships, it's all empty, because in the end, what will happen is that, you'll get crowned, in the end by Yahawashi. And so that's what we have to do. We have to earnestly contend for the faith, which is once delivered unto the saints. So that's the thing. You have to struggle through it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to have bad days. You're going to have You're going to have good days.
I don't know if it was brought this up. 1 Corinthians 9:23. And this I do for the gospel's sake, that I might be partaker thereof with you. Know ye not that they which run in a race shall run all, but one receiveth the prize? So run that ye may obtain. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible, Because, hey man, these 2/3 are out there, hey man, So if you could learn something from a fucking 2/3 is when, hey, they're trying to get that money, they trying to get that money,
Yeah,
man.
they bought it, bro.
So same thing for us, man. We're trying to get that money, that spiritual money, and we gotta be about it, man, you know? Now they do it for obtaining a corruptible crown, because that's what they're seeking, man, a corruptible crown that when those missiles hit this place, man, ain't gonna be nothing left of what you try to build in this roundabout. But what we're trying to build is treasures in heaven, man, you know? When these missiles come and obliterate America, that's where we're gonna get our money from, you know, our spiritual accounts. That's our insurance, pretty much, our insurance money, you know. But we an incorruptible. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air. You know, think about this up. But hey, that's how it is, man. We're not trying to, you know, just do this for no reason, man. We're doing it for a reason. You know, we're doing it to obtain that salvation and that reward that Yahawashi has promised us, man. You know, that covenant that He made with us. You know, what did He say? That He should create his He should give us a fleshy heart, man, that we're never gonna go off. You know, we seek all that. You know, that the heavenly part, the heavenly celestial body that He's gonna reward us with. You know, and salvation, man. You know.
This is Matthew 24 and 13. You know, and this is the thing because you know, we really don't know, man, if we're the elect, man. But we make diligence, man. We earnest, you know, we're eager to, you know, to do the work. What we're eager to do the work, you know, no matter what the circumstances may be. You know what I'm saying? Because we really don't know. But in any event, you know, this is Matthew 24 and 13. I don't know if camera's still going.
Yeah, still going.
Is it kind of the Matthew 24 and 13? It says, "But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved." And that's the thing, you know, we do this for our own salvation, but we also do it to exhort brothers, not just to encourage, strengthen brothers. You know, that Lord, when they hear us, they get consolation because we're all in this together, man. You know what I'm saying? But we also do it for our own self. But if there's any brother that's hearing this, hey, you know, the scriptures say, "But he that endure to the end, the same shall be saved," man. Because we're not even there at the end yet. You know what I'm saying? We're not even. It's coming though. We see the prophecy. We see the hour of temptation. You know, we see these calamities. We see the prophecy, the World War III, and all these things. So. Hey, we gotta continue to fight, and even through that, man, the scriptures say, fight for the truth, even unto death. And roughly paraphrasing, you know, the Lord shall fight for you. You know.
I got something. This is James 1 and 12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love Him. You know, and with that, I'm gonna get also this revelation, which it links up with it, man. Because hey, when you endure temptation, the Most High sees it, man. He sees that, hey, I'm gonna put, you know, because the Most High tries you, man. You know, he ain't gonna tempt you over that. How does the scripture go? That He'll try you when He knows that you could go through. You know. This is Revelations 3 and 11. Behold, I come quickly. Hold fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my power, and he shall go no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my power, and the name of my city, and the name of the city of my power, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my power, and I will write upon him my new name. Hey, man, that's what we're seeking, man. You know, the word, you know, that people use that to back up their statement that we don't know the name of the Most High, but that what it means by new name is it's a refresh, you know, it's to be remembered again, you know, because the Most High's name has been not exalted in many years, you know, so we're exalting it, we're doing all that exaltation of the Most High, Yahawashi. That's why in the book of Ezra it talks about they that stood firm for the name of the Lord. You know, that's us, man. You know, Lord willing, we are those men, you know.
John, like the brothers say, we're exalting the name of the Lord, but like it's never been exalted before, man. We're exalting His true name. And we're doing it to the utmost of our diligence, man. To the utmost of our ability. You know, brothers out there every Saturday, man. You know, out there in the highways and hedges, you know, proclaiming the word of Yahawashi, man, praising His name in the process of doing that, man. standing firmly like the brother said, against anything and everybody, you know. You want that something? Okay, that one, I think brother brought this out, but I don't bring it out against it. 1 Corinthians 9:24 says, know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize, so run that ye may obtain, man. So that means you really got to put yourself into it, man. When you run into get that first place, you got to give it all you got, man. You know, you got to strengthen yourself in this truth too. To endure this truth, you got to strengthen yourself in this truth. You got to constantly be asking the Lord to reveal things to you to help you to grow, man. You know, and with that comes patience, man. You know, you got sometimes you just got to lay back in the cut and listen. You know what I'm saying? And listen from other brothers, man. You know, we're not out here trying to get no shine for anything. We're just out here trying to do the work with utmost sincerity, man. Hoping that, we're pleasing the Lord in doing so. You know, and that's what we strive and that's what we fight for, man. Ain't nobody here perfect. You know, ain't nobody here like 100% all the time, on it. We're striving to be perfect, man. We're striving to be better. We're striving every day. We're striving to serve the Lord better, man. Because we know that we serve. If we take care of each other better as brothers, we can serve the Lord better, man. We can do all these things, man. That's all we care about. That's all we care about. Everything else we don't give a fuck about, man. We just care. Us being brothers in this truth, man. We just care about doing this work and helping and being with our brothers, man. That's what the Lord gave us, man. So we're helping to do this work because we've been hired to get that penny. So we're running to obtain that prize, man. So we're running to obtain. And if you don't got the sincerity, the Lord's going to find you out. He's going to try you out, cast you out, man. So you got to constantly praying to the Lord to take out that spirit from you, man. That's what David did. So it's like that. David was in that same battle. He was fighting that same battle, man. Because there were times where David thought that the Lord wasn't dealing with him, the Lord wasn't with him, man. So he humbled himself down and he prayed, man. He prayed to the Lord. That's that's what brothers you gotta do too. You gotta pray to the Lord, man. For that humility, for that humbleness, for the strength to continue to do this work. And all that's mercy from the Most High anyways, man. That was something. Okay, with that, man, we hope it was edifying, man. Brothers, stay strong, stay fighting, stay enduring, man, no matter what. Hey, the Lord got you, man. If you're sincere about this thing, the Lord got you, man. That's why he gave you this brotherhood. That's why he gave you this truth, man. Hope brother was edified with that. Say, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawashi, Shalom.